Hey everyone, Shane with 3MG TV. We have our first Facebook question. Jay Shepard says, show me how sharps and flat notes can really be the same note. For the children. Well, children, I'm going to do just that. The first thing we need to know on sharps and flats is that the sharp or the flat note is in between the whole notes. So in the case of F sharp, like we saw when we did our chromatic scale, it is also G sharp because it's in between F and G. Take a screenshot of that and keep it in your phone or on your iPad, or make a note of it so that you have it not only to remember what sharp is also what flat, but in case you need to play a piano sometime. The reason I didn't include the flats in the Making the Major Scales video is frankly because I don't have a font set that has a flat. But in the next slide I'll show you how it looks if you were to do the flats, and I'll also show you when to use sharps versus when to use flats. There's some rules you can apply so you know what's what. Alright, so the rule for when to use a sharp or flat has to do with what letters we have. With exception of the octave, or 8, you can only have one of each letter. So let's do it with F. If we employ the process to make a major scale, like we did before, we'll end up with F, G, A sharp or B flat, C, D, E, and F. And then we use B flat because we already have A at the 3. This takes us to another rule. And that rule is that once you establish that you're going to use sharps or flats by the method that we just used, you can only use sharps or flats. You can't mix the two. Okay, so that's pretty much it. The rule is that we can't mix sharps and flats, and we can only have one of each letter. I'm going to leave you guys with a complicated one, though. This one still adheres to both rules, but it's G flat and F sharp. If you make your G flat major scale, you will end up having to have a C flat, which is actually going to be the note of B natural, to make it make sense for both the rules. If you call it F sharp, which is the same scale, then you're going to end up with an E sharp, which is actually F natural. The reason we have to do this is because if we were writing this key signature on an actual staff, we wouldn't be able to have an F space or line that is both sharp and not. So because the staff only has the natural notes and then they're modified, we would have to put a sharp in the E space to communicate that this is going to be F sharp major. And it's the same thing with G flat, where we would have to put a flat sign on the C line because the B line is already taken up with a flat in it. Anyway, I hope the last part wasn't too confusing, but now you should know how to work your sharps and flats and how to pick which you're going to use. So go back and construct some more major scales and figure out which they're supposed to be. Are they scales with flat notes or sharp notes? And remember, you can't mix the two, and the way that you tell is you can only have one of each letter. Alright, I hope you get your sharps and flats now. Thanks, Jay, for leaving the comment and the question. If you need to make more questions for me to make more videos, leave more comments, like the videos, and I'll see you soon.